Good morning, children. How are you guys doing today? Are you ready for reading time? Great. Grab a pen and let's get started. Who can tell me what day of the week today is? Very good. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday is also the third day of the week. And if today's Wednesday, yesterday was Tuesday, and tomorrow will be, very good, Thursday. Can you do the days of the week with me? We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And can you remember the months of the year? We have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. How many months is that in 1 year? Very good. That's 12 months in just 1 year. And can you tell me which month we are currently in? Yes, we are currently in May. And May is the 5th month of the year. And which season are we currently in? Yes, we're in autumn. And which season comes after autumn? Winter comes after autumn. Can you do your ABCs for me? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Very good. You guys are just too clever. Now, can you remember what our theme for this week is? Yes, our theme for this week is fairy tales. And on Monday we spoke about the little red hen, and teacher Sally told us about the princess and the pea. We read about Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. And today I thought I would do another one of my favorites. I'm not sure if you guys read it before. It's Alice in Wonderland. I love Alice in Wonderland. I love the Mad Hatter and the cat. Let's see if we can read Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. It was a warm summer afternoon, and Alice had gone with her sister to the river bank. They sat in the shade, reading under a tree, but Alice soon lost interest in the book before her. She lay down in a field to peer through the blades of the grass and watch the water flow. I wonder where the river ends, she thought, and I wonder if a little fish that lives in there is doing well. 3 ducks that were being carried by the current passed by and interrupted her thoughts. Alice turned around so that she was facing the field, a scenery that seemed endless. All of a sudden, a white rabbit with red eyes came out of nowhere, neatly dressed in a waistcoat and a top hat. The white rabbit seemed very worried. He looked at a watch out of his pockets, or rather a big arm clock, which was hanging from a gold chain. The rabbit rushed off muttering, "Alice, I'm late, I'm late!" Alice did not hesitate. She immediately followed the animal. If you were lying on the grass and you saw a neatly dressed rabbit in a waistcoat with a clock saying he's late, do you think you would follow him? I most definitely would. meadow and part of the forest, the white rabbit disappeared down a burrow. Alice quickly followed him. All of a sudden, she felt like she was falling down a kaleidoscope. Mirrors of thousands colors were spinning all around her. Suddenly, Alice hit the bottom and found herself in a room lit with giant candles. The floor was like a mirror and reflected the light off the chandelier. Alice saw a dresser, a small table made of glass, and many closet doors. And now, what do I do? She asked herself. Alice found a tiny closet door hidden behind a curtain. She bent down and peeked through the keyhole. A marvelous garden with trees and stems and little bridges appeared before her eyes. It was a real miniature paradise. Oh, how I would love to be able to go into that garden, thought Alice. But the door is locked, and what's more, I'm way too big to fit through that door. She noticed a bottle labeled "Drink Me" sitting on the table, along with a box containing a tiny key. The key would certainly open the door, but what was in the bottle? Alice picked up the bottle and turned it over and over in her hands. She finally opened it and drank the liquid inside. Oh no! Do you think you would drink a bottle that says "Drink Me" on it? I'm not too sure about that one. Suddenly, Alice felt herself growing smaller and smaller. Oh my, she cried, I'm shrinking! Alice had left the key on the table and now she was too small to reach it. She tried to climb up the table leg but could not. Alice was just about to start crying when she noticed a small box under the table. On it were the words, "Eat me." She opened the box and found some cookies inside. I'm sure I can't get any smaller than this, thought Alice as she ate a cookie. She immediately began to grow as tall as she could, not to see her feet anymore. What now? This time, Alice burst into tears. She cried so hard, in no time at all the room was flooded with tears. Suddenly, Alice noticed the white rabbit running through the meadow. He was holding a fan and a pair of kid gloves, was breathing very hard as if he had been running for a long time. Alice called out to him, but the little rabbit frantically dropped the fan and disappeared. Alice reached out to the window and picked up the fan. She instinctively began waving it back and forth, and every moment made her shrink a little more. Alice waved the fan until she was back to her miniature size. Unfortunately, Alice had shed so many tears that she had created a river. She was suddenly carried away by a strong current. The river broke down the door and carried Alice away. She found something floating alongside her and saw that it was a mouse. Hey, little mouse, Alice, do you know how to get out of this river? But the mouse paid no attention to her. Alice grabbed onto its tail, and in no time at all she had reached the shore. Just at that moment, she heard footsteps. It was a white rabbit. Still huffing and puffing, he muttered, "The queen is going to be so furious. She's going to have to kill me." Alice was curious and decided to follow the rabbit, but soon she lost sight of him. She ran and ran until she reached a beautiful clearing. She decided to rest for a while in the shade of a giant mushroom. "Who are you?" asked the strange creature sitting on the mushroom cap. It was a caterpillar smoking a pipe and making rings of smoke that grew bigger as they drifted away. "I don't know what to tell you," replied Alice. "One minute I'm tiny little girl, the next I'm a giant. I don't understand anything anymore." "Everything is normal here," replied the caterpillar. "Eat a bit of this mushroom, and one piece will make you grow and another will make you shrink. Use them according to your needs." And on this note, the caterpillar disappeared behind the smoke from his pipe. Alice broke off some pieces of the mushroom and ate them until she was her normal size again. Wow, can you imagine being able to grow big and small just like you wanted? How awesome would that be? Feeling better now that she had something in her stomach, Alice resumed her journey. She discovered a table brimming with goodies sitting under a sturdy tree. The table was set for tea. There were many cups, but only 3 guests at the table. The March Hare, the Mad Hatter, and the Dormouse, who were sleeping soundly. Seeing so many vacant seats, Alice decided to stay for a while. "Would you like some tea?" asked the March Hare. "We are celebrating your unbirthday," said the Mad Hatter. Why my unbirthday?" asked Alice, beginning to fear she was sitting with a group of eccentrics. "Your birthday only comes once a year. It's better to celebrate all the other days of the year," concluded the Mad Hatter. "What a great idea." "Yes, the unbirthdays," confirmed the March Hatter. The Dormouse, who was still sleeping, opened one eye and closed it immediately. The Mad Hatter poured Alice some imaginary tea. The March Hare and the Mad Hatter played tricks on the poor Dormouse and tried to push him into a teapot. Shame. At this point, Alice decided not to waste any more time with these strange characters and left. You have the Mad Hatter, March Hare, and I'm guessing that's the Dormouse. And that's Alice drinking her imaginary tea on her unbirthday. Once in the forest again, Alice stopped in front of a magnificent tree. A beautiful striped cat sat on a big branch, laughing eccentrically. The cat looked at Alice and said, "Hi there, where are you going?" Alice replied, "I'm looking for a garden that I saw a little while ago." "Hey, what are you doing?" The cat slowly disappeared until the only thing left was his smile. "Open the door," said the smile before it vanished. Stunned, Alice noticed that there was indeed a small door in the tree trunk. She gently opened it and went inside. Oddly enough, she found herself once again in the room where the glass table and the key were. Alice picked up the key. She shrunk herself by eating a piece of the mushroom from her pocket and entered the wonderful garden she had seen through the keyhole. The garden paths were lined with white rose bushes that were carefully being painted red by 3 gardeners. Upon closer inspection, Alice discovered that the gardeners were really playing cards, each with a head, arms and legs. How strange! "Why are you painting these roses red?" asked Alice. "The Queen them to all be red, replied the first gardener, and if she notices any mistakes, she will cut off our heads. Cut off our heads, confirmed the second gardener. Cut our heads off, agreed the third. The Queen! The Queen! Someone yelled. The three gardeners threw themselves flat on the ground. The Queen's royal processioner appeared. First came the guards armed with sticks, then the courtiers who were richly dressed, and finally the King and the Queen. Alice noticed that the White Rabbit was among the guests of honor. Who are these people? Asked the Queen when she noticed the three gardeners, and when she saw that there was paint on the ground and that some roses were still white, she ordered, "Off with their heads!" Oh my! A trial began with the Queen acting as judge. The first to be tried was the Jack of Hearts, who was accused of stealing a tray of sweets from the Queen. The White Rabbit was the herald who called out the names of the accused and read the various charges. When it was time to question the witness, Alice saw the Marsh Hare, Mad Hatter, and Dormouse arrive. She couldn't understand what was going on and wondered why people would have their heads cut off for such a silly thing. Her thoughts were abruptly interrupted by a voice screaming, "Alice!" Alice was called as a witness, and the Queen began to bombard her with questions. The Mad Hatter repeated one odd sentence after another, and the Dormouse opened one eye from time to time. Meanwhile, the Queen kept sentencing, "Off with his head! Off with his head!" Alice listened as harsh sentences were handed out for making make-believe crimes. She finally mustered up the courage and yelled to the Queen, "Who do you think you are scaring?" "Off with her head!" roared the Queen. "Stop this nonsense!" shouted. How weird and wonderful are our dreams sometimes. And sometimes when I'm dreaming, it's really hard to tell the difference between what's real and what's not. But always remember that you are in control of your dreams, and at the end of the day, it is just a dream. So, let's go and have a look at what Teacher Sally has to teach us today.
Good morning, guys. Teacher Sal here. How are you all today? I hope you are well, and I hope that you enjoyed your Monday's ring time. I know I did. What day is it today? Wednesday. Let's do our days of the week. There are 7 days in the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Wednesday is the 3rd day of the week. And in one of my previous ring time videos, we spoke about what we do at school in the different days of the week. Remember, I mentioned on a Monday is a new week. Mom and Dad go to work, we go to school, and we learn something new. We learn a new theme. That's a good day, a nice day. And Wednesday is the middle of the week, the 3rd day. We normally do baking at school according to our theme. Do you remember some of the things that we've baked? And on a Friday, which is the 5th day of the week, that's the last day of your school work week, we normally do baker's man and baker's lady, and somebody gets a turn to bring baking for the school. That's lots and lots of fun. Does anybody remember what we have been learning about? We have been learning about fairy tales. Remember what a fairy tale is? It's a make-believe story, a magic story passed down from moms and dads that they read as children and passed down to you. In the fairy tales, they normally start with long, long ago, and normally the story ends with happily ever after. So today I thought we could read Jack and the Beanstalk, another nice fairy tale to listen to. Teacher Sal made her very own beanstalk. This is meant to be my little Jack climbing up his beanstalk. Just something fun to do. I just used a roller towel holder and I just covered that in green paper, and then I cut out little shapes of leaves and stuck them on and made my little Jack in the shape of a person and stuck him on my beanstalk. Right, let's read our story. Long, long ago, in a tiny village, lived a boy called Jack. He and his mother were very poor, and one of their animals died, and there was only a cow left. There's a cow, and there is Jack. Jack's mom said, "Take the cow to the market, sell her for a good price," said his mother. "She's too old to produce milk and we need the money for food." Jack set off for the market and he met an old man by the road. "On the way to the market, are you?" "Yes," said Jack, "I must sell my cow." And he said, "I will take the cow in exchange for magic beans. Plant them in your garden and amazing things will happen. You will see." So there is Jack, again with the cow, and he's got magic beans in his hand. The magic beans sounded so exciting to Jack that he gave the cow to the man and he took the beans home. And his mom was crying, "Stupid boy, these beans won't grow. And now we're going to starve. What are we going to eat?" She threw the beans out the window, very, very unhappy, and Jack went to bed hungry. The next morning he opened the door, and he was amazed. There was a giant beanstalk reaching to the sky. Can you see the beanstalk? Jack climbing up the beanstalk. So, I wonder how high it goes. And he began to climb the beanstalk. All day long he climbed, and when he reached the top it was very dark. A road stretched ahead of him and he followed it until he came to a huge castle. He knocked on the door and the woman answered, "I'm tired and I'm hungry. Please can I rest and have some food?" "You may have some food," said the woman, "but when my husband the giant comes home, you better run for your life. He eats little boys like you." The woman sent him to the kitchen and he had a delicious meal. Suddenly he heard a thunder of giant footsteps and he hid in the copper pot, and the giant came in. "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." There is the giant, and he's about to eat his supper. Lots and lots of food he's going to eat. "Nonsense, dear," said his wife. "Your hunger is making you imagine things." He ate his meal. "Bring me my money." Jack carefully lifted the lid of the pot and saw the giant's wife come in, carrying bags of gold. The giant emptied the gold onto the table and began to count it while his wife went to bed. When he finished, he put his coins back in the bags, he laid his head on his arms, and he fell asleep. Silently, Jack climbed out the pot, crept up the table, and took the bags of gold. But he slipped out of the castle and back down the beanstalk. See, there he is. He's taken the bags of gold and he's climbed down the beanstalk. Jack and his mother had enough gold to keep them living comfortably for the rest of their lives, and Jack should have settled down, but he was so restless, so he climbed the beanstalk and headed straight for the castle. And the kind lady said, "You must not come in. If my husband finds you, he will eat you." But Jack looked so tired, she let him in. He hardly finished eating when he heard the giant's roar. Oh, see, there he is. There's the castle, there's the beanstalk. Let's see what happens in the story. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Don't be silly, dear, his wife spoke. It's only the sausages for supper you can smell. After eating his supper, he said, "Bring me my hen." She brought him the hen and said good night. "Lay, hen, lay." The hen lay a shining golden egg, and there was a huge pile of golden eggs, and he fell asleep. Jack sneaked up to the table and grabbed the hen, holding her beak. When he reached home, he gave the hen to his mother. They would now be very wealthy. Why? Because she lay golden eggs. Jack's mother was afraid. "One day your father went to the market and never came back. A travelling man came and told me he had found the giant's castle, and the giant had eaten your father up. Jack, this must be the giant you've been stealing from. Please don't go back." But Jack would not listen. He vowed to avenge his father's death. The giant's wife was terrified when she saw him again. And he returned, and the giant went, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman." She calmed the giant down again and gave him his dinner. When he finished, he said, "Bring me my golden harp." Do you know what a harp is? A harp is a musical instrument that you play music on. "Play, harp, play." And the harp started to play. Then, with the song after song, the giant commanded it to stop. When he slept, Jack snatched the harp. But the giant woke up. "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I shall eat you, come to me." Jack, carrying the harp, ran to the beanstalk with the giant coming after him. He slithered to the bottom, ran indoors and grabbed his axe. He swung the axe and he chopped the beanstalk down, because the giant had followed him down the beanstalk. "This is for my father," shouted Jack, as the giant fell to the ground with a crash. Jack's adventures were over, and he and his mother needed not to fear the giant ever again. Did you like that story? I did. Such a fun story to have read. Where's Teacher Sal's? Ah, there we go. There's my beanstalk and Jack climbing up. So, what I thought was, if you guys can, I haven't done any for today, you want to make your own, oh, my crown's fallen off, let's put it up, sorry, you want to make your own magic beans. Perhaps if you've got some beans, you know, beans that grow, something like that, and you want to just paint them different colors, bright shiny beans. That's something fun to do, and you can also do a counting game with that as well. I will try and see if I can do that for you still during the course of this week while we are doing our fairy tale theme. So I thought we could sing a different song. We have sung this song before. Let's do this. Miss Molly had a dolly who was sick, sick, sick. So she called for the doctor to come quick, quick, quick. The doctor came with his hat and his bag, and he banged on the door with a rat-a-tat-tat. He looked at Miss Molly and he said, he looked at Dolly and he said to Miss Molly, put her straight to bed. And he wrote on a paper for a pill, pill, pill. And I'll be back in the morning for my bill, bill, bill. I think it's a song we need to practice, but it's lots of fun to sing as well. Then let's do 5 little monkeys. 5 little monkeys swinging in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came a crocodile, quiet as can be, and snap! 4 little monkeys swinging in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came a crocodile, quiet as can be, and snap! 3 little monkeys swinging in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came a crocodile as quiet as can be, and snap! Now there are 2 monkeys, 2 little monkeys swinging in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came a crocodile as quiet as can be, and snap! Then there was 1 monkey, 1 little monkey swinging in the tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came a crocodile, quiet as can be, and snap! And then there were no monkeys. Shall we do 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed? 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mommy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on my bed. 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mommy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Then there were 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mommy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Then there were 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed, teasing not teasing. 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mommy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Then there was 1 monkey left. 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. 1 fell off and bumped his head. Mommy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's ring time. I know I have. Can you remember the stories we've done this week? We've done The Princess and the Pea. Teacher Sal's done with you. And yesterday we did Rapunzel. And then today we did Jack and the Beanstalk. So we're going to do a few more the rest of this week. Other fairy tales that you will enjoy to listen to. Well guys, I hope you had lots of fun. I know I did. Lovely day again today. I hope you guys get to go outside and play in your garden. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Teacher Sal. Well, and that's all we have for time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.
Upon a star, what would it be? Would you drive the prince's car? Or take the captain's ship to sea?